Hi, YouTube. This is Diva Kiki. I am just coming to you all to say hello to my subscribers, to everybody that is part of my channel. I wanted to do a video tonight. I don't know, I just got home from a women's class that I was in. I took this class. Oh, and I threw away the paper. I can't even tell you the name of it, but I think it was reposition. It was identity, reposition, reclaim, something else. I can't remember right now. And I left my papers in the car. But it was a 4 week class, and um, it was only women, and I missed the Lord kept pushing me. Okay. I had been going through some stuff the um since the breakup of me and the guy that I was dating. And and it was it was rough. I even though I'm the one that broke up with him, I still was going through a lot. I couldn't sleep at night. I was at a place where I just couldn't sleep. I was sad all the time. I cried constantly for weeks. And I'm not talking about a little bit. And I would go to work and I would just this talk tonight is just about being real. So I'm about to be really real with you all. But I went through this phase and I kept crying every day. Crying on my lunch break, going back to work, and then acting as if I was happy, like everything's fine when I was at work, laughing and talking. And then I would walk out, and while I'm walking out alone, I would get sad. And I think I know I went through a state of depression. And as much as I preach about depression, I preach about, have faith in God and this and that, I went through a state of depression, and I cried every night. I couldn't sleep. Um, I I just I couldn't sleep. Point blank, I couldn't sleep. I would wake up at 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, couldn't go back to sleep for weeks. Y'all, I'm talking about weeks. I'm talking about 3 weeks at a time. And I was going through. So at the time when they introduced this class at church, well, they had a lot of classes that you can sign up for. And when I saw this one, and I said, because I was getting ready to sign up for a different class, but when I saw this one, the Lord was like, you need sign up for the class. And I waited. I didn't sign up. The next week, they redid the announcement at church on the screen, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna sign up for the class. So I went ahead and signed up for it. So after I signed up for it, I was like, you know what? I really don't want to do it because I also have worship rehearsal on Thursday nights, and then I'm gonna be out Wednesday and Thursday night at church. And I was like, I'm not trying to go back to my old lifestyle where I was at church like every day of the week all the time. So I was like, so the first day of class came. I had a rough day at work. I was so sleepy. And God kept saying, you need to go to this class because this class is going to speak into your life. You don't know, somebody might prophesy to you, yada yada yada, all that stuff. I'm not into just waiting for somebody to prophesy on me, because usually I'm the one that's like hiding from prophetic word. When somebody prophesy, even though I prophesy on people when I preach, or if he's God told me to tell someone something and I do, I when it comes to another prophet being in front of me, I like hide because I'm like, Lord, I've heard the you're gonna get a house. I heard you're not gonna get a husband until you um what was it? You're not going to get a husband until, and I'm not saying that these prophecies are not real, because I know that they're going to come to pass, because there was one that says you're not going to get a husband until you submit to the ministry, until you accept your calling into the ministry. Well, I accepted my calling into the ministry and I'm still single. I'm still don't have a husband, but that's just my opinion. But I'm just saying, and I do, and the woman that prophesied that to me, I do honestly believe she hear from God. So I know it's the truth. So I'm just waiting on God. But anyway, so yeah, basically, So basically, the class, I went ahead and I didn't go to the first night. So then it was every Wednesday night for 4 weeks. So then I went the second Wednesday night. I didn't go that night, the first Wednesday. I came home. I was so tired and exhausted. I laid on the bed and I just was like, I'm not going. But God kept, it's like he kept nudging me. He was like, you need to go to this class. And so I was like, okay, they already have my email address. They were emailing me about the class. And I was like, oh, okay, I don't want to make myself look bad. So the next Wednesday night, I was like, I'm going. Because I was like, God kept telling me, you need to go to this class. Okay, I went, y'all. And when I tell you that these two women that taught this class, they have made me view my life so differently. They have made me view ministry differently. They have imparted some self-esteem in me where I had low self-esteem. And they imparted in me to love me regardless of my flaws, regardless of the flaws that I have. And tonight, as I was walking from, I was emotional all night and I cried, not all night, but while I was at the class, and I cried as they were teaching. And this class has helped me come out of the depression I was in. So tonight, I hugged the instructor and I couldn't even express much. All I could tell her was thank you. I said, I really can't express it. I said, I was going through and I was going through a lot for about a month. And I said, God kept telling me to come to this class. I said, I missed the first night. I said, but I came the next three classes, and I said, all I can tell you is thank you. I said, I now feel like I have a future. I feel like I have a future. As I was walking to my car and I was still crying on my way to my car tonight, and God said to me, you have something to live for. And I started saying it as I was walking to my car. I have something to live for. I have something to live for. I have something to live for. And so I kept telling myself that as I was in the car, and I just sat there for a little while and I just cried and I just kept saying, I have something to live for. This class has helped me so much. I have scriptures, I have everything that I can, things that I can read, things that I can scriptures to back up things that I need to know. And I just I I needed this class. I really, really needed this class. And it just, it came at a time where I was in the valley, y'all. I mean, I was in the valley. Okay? And when I say I was in the valley, like I had to get one of my friends who is a preacher. My sleep habits were so bad where I couldn't sleep that I ended up having to ask one of my friends. He's a preacher. He's a pastor now. He just started a ministry. We've been friends for years, like 10 years. And I had to text him and I had to say, "Can you please pray for me? I cannot sleep." He already knew what was going on. I already had talked to him about what I had done, about the breakup and what I was going to do. And he tried to talk me into staying in the relationship, but I was like, no, I've got to go. I was like, I got to go. And not saying that we won't get back together. I'm not saying any of that. I'm not saying that it won't work out, because it will. I believe it will. It's just right now, it was just not the time. And he prayed for me through text. I immediately fell asleep that night and have been sleeping ever since. I've had 2 nights that I couldn't sleep, which was last weekend. I woke up at 3 in the morning. That's because my great grandmother had passed and I couldn't sleep that night. And I kept thinking about my granddad. He already passed. And so I had a lot on my mind. So those types of things, yeah. But when I tell you that when he prayed, after that, I was able to sleep and it felt like I had not slept in years. When I tell you, it felt like I had not slept in years because I had not been sleeping for weeks. My family didn't know what I was going through. My friends didn't know what I was going through. Nobody knew but God about what I was going through. Nobody knew but Him, but God. So when God told me to go to this class, it's like He was trying to tell me, you have to do this. You have to do this. Guys, I am so glad I did. I am so glad that I went to this class. Some women even emailed her and told her it changed their life, and some women emailed her and said it changed, it changed them. And you think your situation is bad. There's always someone going through something worse than you. There are women that spoke and they're going through some stuff, y'all, or they already went through some stuff. And I'm sitting here on tonight as she was telling her testimony, and I'm looking at her and I'm asking God, why is it that us women have to go through so much with these men? And I just kept saying, as she was speaking about her testimony, the instructor, I said, oh my God, I just cried. I cried because I was like, God, we are all beautiful women. Why are we going through this with these men? When God give me the answer, I will let you all know. When God gives me the answer, I will let you know. But I'm just like, in awe of how this class emotionally opened me up, emotionally let me know who I am in Christ, who I am in God. You got ladies out there in the YouTube world, in the YouTube land. Know who you are in God. If you don't know, pray to Him that He reveal to you who you are in Him. God told me a long time ago who I was in Him. But somehow I seem to have forgotten. I've seemed to have gotten away from it. I seem to have gotten away from who He's made me. I don't want to get back there. I want to know who I am in Him. I want to be secure in who I know in Him. I don't want to have insecurities. I started having insecurities about myself again. Like, God, why? Why? Why am I still single, God? Why am I not married? Why am I? And I started asking these questions to God. Like, why? Why? But God has let me know tonight of who He reminded me. He already let me know, but on tonight, He reminded me of who I am in Him. So I challenge you all, women out there in YouTube world, pray to God. Ask Him, who are you in Him? If you don't know if you know who you are in Him, ask Him to reveal it to you again. Open it back up. Open the vision back up. Brighten up the vision again. Don't let your vision go dim, but brighten up the vision. That's all I wanted to say tonight, guys. I'm going to take these braids out next week. Unless you all can tell me what I can spray in my hair to make them smell better, they're coming out. So if you got any suggestions about what I can spray in my hair to make it smell better, I might keep them another couple of weeks. But other than that, they're coming out. All right, guys. Bye.